This will be a quick example of how to use Kindo agents to handle your change management compliance in your infrastructure as code environments. There are 3 ways to use Kindo agents. First is in the Kindo platform itself. Second is to use our API. And third is to use our integration with ticketing systems like Jira or Asana. I'm going to show you 2 in this video. The first will be using it in Kindo itself, and the second is using our API. So first, I'll look at our agents. I have a ready-made agent, and I will show in a bit how this agent is put together. But first, we'll just run it to see what it does. So we have a policy compliance configuration review agent. If we click on that, we'll see that it's going to prompt us to enter a current configuration and a new configuration. I've already prepared some configurations we can use, so I'm just going to pull those in. So we'll say, here's our current configuration. And for the new configuration, we'll select this one right here. And then let's just run the agent and see what happens. So as you can see, the results are coming back. And what this has done is it's looked at the changes based on the current configuration and the changes we're proposing, and looked against our company policy in terms of permissions within an infrastructure as code environment, and determined whether or not the changes meet those policies or not. So we can see that there are critical issues found here, and that it's specifically pointing out that there's a wildcard for the permissions in the DynamoDB resources, and that's obviously a problem, right? So let's restart this agent again. And this time, we'll use the current configuration like before. But this time, we'll use a different configuration, this one making changes to our S3 buckets. And we'll select that file. And we'll start this agent. And in this case, you can see that even though there were changes, it's identified what the changes were, it's given its analysis of those changes, and it's declared that this is a safe change to make. So this could obviously be used as a one-off inside the Kindo platform, but usually you'd want to integrate this into your own process. So let me show you next how we do this through the API. So here, and I'll just point out, I actually had AI create this script for me to hit the Kindo API. And it allows me to run this agent remotely through an API. All I'm doing is providing the agent ID. And it's asking me whether I want to use an example for a problematic change or a safe change. Let's use a problematic change. And we've initiated the agent run against the same agent I just showed you before. And we're just waiting for the agent to return. And here we go. And you can see that the same results came back, that this does differ from company policies in a couple different ways, including that wildcard that we saw before. So again, you can use this from the API with no problem and integrate this with your own process flow into other systems that allow API calls or any other way that you want to use our API. So let's look at what this agent actually does. So if we come in here and hit Edit Agent, we can see that this is actually not very complicated at all. The first thing we've done is in the agent configuration, I've given it specific system prompt instructions. So I've just said, you are an infrastructure as code expert with specialized knowledge in assessing change proposals. And then I've given it in its knowledge store down here, so documents that it can reference as it runs, are actual current company permissions policies for infrastructure as code environments. And that's pretty much it for agent configuration. Now, as far as steps here, there's a single step that we've added, which is an LLM step. And if we look at that, this is also not that complicated. We can see we've got a slot here for the existing configuration with a human input for the current configuration, the proposed changes, which would be the new configuration, and then just simple instructions to say compare these two configuration files, use the company policies as a baseline for analyzing those changes, and return if there are any issues, or otherwise return all clear. And that's it. With those simple steps, you have an agent that can do infrastructure as code compliance management and be used in an automated way within your existing processes. Thanks. I hope that was helpful, and have a great day.